Uh, Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite YouTube channel and podcast. Keep that same energy podcast. Yeah, change the name. Reason I did that because we talk about everything and not just sports. So, that's why I changed the name. So, so that's episode 203 for the YouTube channel. And for the audio versions of season 5, episode 29. All the audio links are posted in the description right there. So, I ain't got to go into that. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here's the man with the master plan, my co-host, your co-host, the villain or the vigilante, Mr. Maurice Savage Jr. Yay, yay!
What's good, family? What's good, family? It feels good to be back as always, man, to do this thing with Big Bro. And as always, man, we got another one for you. Another amazing show, good topics, and a good energy, as the show's title is. As always, we're going to hit you with some opinions because when it comes to these sports, we think hard, and I think we know what we're talking about, but our opinions matter. And of course, we're going to hit you with some emotions because we're coming from a deep place in our heart. We've been liking sports since we was kids. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter unless we hit you with the facts.
And that's a fact, everyone. Like I said, we talk about everything. Core sports is our main thing, but we also talk music, politics, a little bit of relationships. That's tad bit, that's more so Maurice's thing. Go check him and Gary out on, the way love goes, man. I think they're on like episode like 20 something now. They're doing great, man. So
Season, yeah, season two, yeah.
yeah, season 2, so go follow those guys up, man. I tune in when I can, man. It's great conversation, man. So we'll support them. Tonight I got some good topics for us. So yeah, man, I'm gonna moderate the show. So I'm gonna start off with topic one. It's a two-part question. We're gonna recap the college football playoffs, talk about those games, and then we're gonna talk about the national championship we witnessed last night. So go ahead, Maurice. You go ahead first, co-host.
I didn't get a chance to really take a glance at the Michigan game, so you're gonna have to take the head on. But you already know I paid attention to the Georgia game. I've been talking about Georgia all season long. I put Georgia on that level of how I felt about Alabama one year where I felt like Alabama at their greatest could beat the worst team in the NFL, and Georgia is showing me that right now. I mean, 65-7. Um, I want to say that the game was over from the jump, but there was a period of the time that the score was 7-10, where it looked like TCU could, muscle their way in. And even when the score was 17-10, I thought it was like, TCU, all you need is a touchdown and a field goal. But then we saw what happened. We saw the debacle. We saw the breakup. We saw the defense. And I mean, that looked like a Ravens defense. I mean, that looked like the Ravens defense. That looked like the C. Even though I'm a Ravens fan all day, my
Well,
favorite Super Bowl.
I gotta do something first. Go ahead, keep talking. I just gotta grab something. Go ahead, keep talking. Keep
Oh,
talking.
my favorite defense of all. I mean, my favorite Super Bowl game of all time, even though I'm a Ravens fan, is when we played against the. When the Seahawks played the Broncos. That right there was my favorite Super Bowl ever. Led by the DBs, led by the defense, and all that. But this Georgia's defense. This was one of those big bowl games, a Super Bowl game, basically, where they won the game the right. They won the game, well, not the Super Bowl game, but they won the game the right way. And as far as on defense, they looked like the Ravens. They looked like Tampa Bay. Every time Tampa Bay went to the Super Bowl, they definitely looked like Seattle when they played against the Broncos. Of course, I mean this is a top-notch defense that we need to be talking about for a long time here. They making history. I can't wait to see what they do next year and years to come to see who they're going to be the great stars because it looks like with this defense, as long as you don't get rid of the defensive coordinator and certain guys on the coaching staff, this could be a great defense for years to come. We're talking about probably a dynasty on defense right now. Because uh, we I'm an Alabama fan. We barely beat those guys with Devontae Adams. I mean that's how good that defense is. And we talk about almost like a 3-4 year run now, about to be almost 5 years where these guys are like that. So I'm gonna leave it as that. And like I said, I really didn't get a chance to catch the Michigan game, but I made sure I caught that Georgia game.
The TCU Michigan game was a bomb burner, man. Both of them put up, their 50s. Defense was amazing. Quentin Johnston, man, was put on a show. Max Duggan put on a show. The quarterback, I forgot the kid name from Michigan, played a hell of a game. Of course, Blake Corum played a hell of a game. The kid Edwards. This Michigan just needed one more stop, man. I think it ended like 56, 46, or something like that. It
I'm
was
kind
a
of mad I missed that game. Now that you say that.
bomb burning, so that was a good one. Then Ohio State, in my opinion, should have won. You feel me? Like Marvin Harrison Jr. don't get hurt, who knows what happened? Because he was killing them. He was killing Ringo and those guys like that. Yeah.
Ooh.
CJ Stroud, man, his draft stock just then went up, man, after the performance he had, man. It's gonna be he probably be the first pick taken.
Mm.
He quite young than all those other quarterbacks, but CJ Stroud did his thing. That Ohio State defense made plays too, but the kicker blew it. He had a chance to tie it, man. He just blew it, shanked it, man. So
I don't mean to cut you off, but this is what I'm gonna say right there. That's really not fair because every time I see a lot of those kids do clutch field goals in college, yo, they don't make it, yo, unless it's up close. Like I even seen guys that make it up close, it almost go wide right. I mean, that's a. It make me want to know how did we discover Justin Tucker with all these guys who cannot really kick clutch kicks in college. But yeah, go ahead.
that's Harbaugh being a special team guy, but we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, he shanked it. So I said it might be Ohio State, Michigan part two. It's possible, but bro, that probably would have been a better championship game than what we saw last night. But
True.
that was just embarrassing, bro. Like TCU, you got your shot. Y'all was banging on the door for respect all year long. Your quarterback was a Heisman Trophy candidate. Defense was top notch. And you get back and you get college basketball numbers hung on you. Like, come on, bro. I know Georgia good, but come on now.
And
Like,
Georgia's offense is really not all that. So you should at least.
like, come on, like you should have. And like Ohio State picked them apart. Y'all got just as much talent. So it was like, what's the problem? I think y'all didn't watch nothing from that film. Y'all didn't see no weaknesses to attack. That's crazy. That was flat embarrassing. Like I said, next year I don't care if TCU go 14-0. They don't need no top 4 seed after that, man.
Mm.
You gotta take it. You got
Mm.
a 3-year ban. I'm sorry. After that performance, you
For
don't need.
real?
I'm sorry. It's one thing to get beat. Like, say if they got beat like in the 30s, they got beat by damn near 60 points, bro. Come on,
Facts.
that's crazy, bro. Like that's a score you supposed to beat Morgan State and Compton.
That's you right. You right.
Another Power Five D1, so that was just hard to watch, man. So I'll go ahead and let you get your thoughts for the national championship, then we can move on.
You said the national champion or
Yeah,
who I think
national
gonna win.
last night, yeah.
Who played last night?
TCU and Georgia.
Oh, I already gave my recap.
Okay, you must have went pretty fast then.
Yeah. That's the only game I watched. I didn't watch the Michigan Ohio State game. That's the only game I watched. That's the only game I watched. The TCU versus Georgia game.
Okay, topic two says up there. Let's talk about NCAA men's and women's. You can start with the men's first.
All right. Well, you know, I gotta really well. First, it's just like the NBA. We gotta wait till football season is really over to dive into it. But I mean, from what I see, I mean, things are looking good. First of all, I don't like Alabama college basketball team, but they legit. I mean, 13-2, not bad. 8-0 on at home. Uh, you can't be mad at that. I mean, I love this. What I'm starting to see now, and I want everybody that's watching the show pay attention to this. It's not starting to be one-sided anymore in college sports. Meaning this, it wasn't. It's right now. It's not Kentucky the basketball team. You have to look at Kentucky's football team. It's not North Carolina the basketball team. You really have to look at North Carolina, the football team and the basketball team. And it's good to see that Alabama basketball team is measuring up to Alabama football because we already know what it is. Same thing with Tennessee. Tennessee football, we already know how they did this year. And then right now they 13-2. We already know Gonzaga. That's always a good team. They 14-3. Same thing. How we mentioned Texas was another college football team that's good. Right now, Texas 13-2. That basketball team. It's a lot of good basketball going on. It make me when I see these records, it make me think guys are just playing a bunch of bums because everybody, from what I see, the top 25, everybody even lost one game. The highest game I've seen lost, I want to say, is 4 games, and that's by Duke and Marquette. So I mean, pretty much everybody is handling business, doing what they got to do. I mean, I don't know if you're a fan of these guys. You're a fan of the football team, of course, but the Miami Hurricanes 13-2. I mean, guys are handling their thing, doing that. I ain't gonna lie, Xavier is a shocker to me, 13-3. Kansas State, another team, another college that's really known for their football team, and they 14-1. So Arizona, gotta give a shout out to Arizona. You feel me? Gilbert Arena School, and then last but not least, because my boys Kentucky not even, hold on, where my boys at? Kentucky, they not even up there. But last but not least, I gotta give a shout out to your boys. Connecticut 15-2.
Yes, sir. We rolling. We rolling. All right, go ahead. Go to the women's.
Let me see the women's because I'm not gonna keep it 100 fans. I only watch women's WNBA. I'm sorry. Like I gotta get more into that because this is definitely a sports show. I gotta do my credit and do my share, but I ain't gonna lie. I be I'll be more on to women's basketball because these women in the WNBA, they're starting to dunk more. Their handles are legit. These women in the WNBA, they really starting to deserve the money that they asking for. And I don't mean to go off subject, but they legit. So let me go to the women's. Let me see. Okay, okay. Not that many games have played, but they got Albany at 4-0. UMBC 3-1, Vermont 2-1. No, Vermont is 2-2. My bad. Uh, Maine 3-0. I mean, it's really nothing to talk about right now, as far as women. But I mean, no disrespect. But right now, it's really nothing major to really talk about. We're gonna have to really wait till playoff time. I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Okay, that's good as well. Always, Maurice. I'm gonna start with the men's. I'm just gonna do some power rankings and records. I'm gonna keep it simple. Purdue, well, at the time they were number one with a 12-0 record. It might have changed by now because this, we posted on this show last week. So forgive us if it's not all the way updated. Number two, my UConn Huskies at 15-2 now. On here, they got them at 13-3. Houston, number three, they were 12-1 at the time. I'm pretty sure that might have changed. Number four, Kansas, they were 11-2 at the time when I did this. Number five, Arizona, they were 12-1 at the time.
You right about you. I'm looking at these joints right now. You good?
Yeah. Texas, number six, they were 11-1 at the time when I made this. Number seven, Tennessee was 10-2 at the time. Number eight, Alabama. And Alabama's now good in football and basketball. Watch out.
What
They
I
were
tell you.
at the time. Arkansas, number nine. They were
Mm-hmm.
ranked number nine. They were 11-2 at the time. And the Gonzaga at number 10, they were 10-3. All right, for the women's, number one, South Carolina was 12-0. That could have possibly changed. Number two, Stanford was 13-1. Number three, Ohio State, 13-0 at the time. This is for the women's, everybody, in case y'all missed. Number four, Indiana was 12-0. Number five, Notre Dame was 10-1. Number six, NC State was 11-1. Number seven, Virginia Tech was 11-1. Number eight, UConn, my girls, was 9-2. LSU was 12-1, and at number 10, UCLA was 12-1. Okay. All right, topic three. Name some NFL teams that surprised you this season, meaning in a good way that you didn't think was going to have good seasons and turn around and had a pretty good year.
Well, I mean, from what I'm looking at the standings, there would only be one team, to be honest. If we talking about what the definition of what the topic is, it would only be the Jaguars because pretty much everybody who we thought was going to do what they did what they did. I mean, it's pretty much. So what happened is I dig deep into to basically the topic. Of course, number one on the list is the Jaguars. I was expecting the Jaguars to make the playoffs next year, not this year, but next year. And the fact that they're number one in their division is incredible. I got to give credit where it's due. And as me and you've been saying since this guy came into the league, hold your guns before you start shooting this guy down saying he's a bust. He is on his way. And he definitely doing it the Jaguars way. The Jaguars always, especially I got a homeboy named Doobie, he your boy too. They Jaguars fans and Jaguars, the organization has always felt we have a Jaguars way. All we're missing is a quarterback. So of course, they're number one on the list. Number two, the Browns. The fact that I really thought that the Browns was going to have the worst record in the league, just hands off of the Sean Watson not playing. And Jacob, help me out with Jacob Brissett. Is I'm saying his name right?
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett. I mean, this guy right here. I mean, we already saw what he did in the Colts, and I thought that was because of the system that he was in. He's actually a good quarterback. We got to give praise where due. I don't want to make this a side conversation, but he's giving me starter qualifications where he should get a chance because he did it under the system which is a better system. The Colts, better offense, better players, and then went to the Browns and still produced. And I mean 7-9. That's not a. I mean, even though that's a bad record, that's to me as a Browns fan, I would be I was 7-9, and I had Jacoby Brissett as my quarterback. Like I mean, God, I would play with them on Madden if I was a Browns fan. Then next up, I mean, the guys you have been hearing me talk about all year long, the Lions almost made me drop the New York Giants. The Detroit Lions doing what they doing. And lo and behold, what they do? Eliminated Aaron Rodgers from the playoffs. I mean,
For the first time, and God knows when.
you look at that. If it wasn't for the Jaguars making the number one, making the playoffs, you feel me, winning their division, I probably would put Detroit right there because, as you said, this is the first time they swept them in what, like almost 100 years, probably. You
I
feel
think
me? Something.
probably swept them was probably when Barry Sanders played.
Okay, all right. And that's at least 20 something years ago.
Easily.
Yeah, easily. And then last but not least, I've been saying it all year. I've been watching every single Jets game this year on my phone. If you would have had my cell phone, my iPhone, you would have thought I was a Jets fan this year. You wouldn't even thought I liked the Ravens because you already know every game I'm watching Sauce Gardner, checking on what they're doing. And I ain't gonna lie, this is another team just like the Jaguars. We are quarterback away. A quarterback away. Everything is there. You have a number one receiver in Garrett Wilson. You have a legit defense, and on the defense, you have two legit corners. You could literally turn the Jets into the Legion of Doom. If I ain't gonna lie, if I was Pete Carroll, I mean, I have the confidence in Geno Smith, but if I could get it, well, nah. I ain't gonna lie. I like that guy that's coach for the Jets. I ain't gonna lie. I like his energy. Let me tell you, I take that back. But what I'm saying is, he give me that Pete Carroll vibe, and that defense has that vibe. And then you lucky Brees Hall got hurt. You feel me? They lucky, but I think if he don't get hurt, they probably do make the playoffs. You feel me? Because that little offensive spark. But
It takes a load off of Zach Wilson and those
yeah,
quarterbacks.
so I ain't gonna lie. At times, bro, I kind of was like, yo, y'all probably should go back to Flacco. I'm not gonna lie. At times, I think you should have let him have that last little ride. This is what I felt this year about. And before I hand it over to you, this is what I felt about the Jets. Remember that season where the Eagles was going downhill, but Jeff Garcia was their quarterback, and they won like 7 games in a row and made the playoffs or some shit, and then won the first playoff game or something like that. That's what I felt like the Jets should have did. You was winning. You was winning. Your record may have been 3-4, but you was winning with him at quarterback. And the mistakes that Zach Wilson was making, Joe Flacco wouldn't make them. He's a better. Joe Flacco has a game winning touch, has a game winning drive when he's on the Jets, which Zach Wilson never did. Zach Wilson pretty much won off the defense, the momentum. So I'm like, those certain spots and those certain key losses that they would have had, Joe Flacco probably could have snuck him in the playoffs and maybe that first round loss or something like that. But the teams again, the Jaguars at number one, Browns. No. Jaguars at number one, Lions at number two, the Jets at number three, and then four. I'm gonna go with the Browns.
Okay, all right. For me, definitely the Seahawks. I didn't think they were gonna be this good, especially at the trading rate, Watson and all that. But like I said, they got picks, they got new players, and they made it happen, man. Like some Seattle, Jacksonville, who I was high on. I didn't think they would win the division. I thought they would probably be close, but they won it. Like I said, Tennessee went downhill this year, so the Colts got a mess. The Texans a mess. So Jacksonville took the bull by the horns and ran with it. Number three, your Giants, your second team, Giants. I thought they would be okay, but they made the playoffs. Man, beat some pretty good teams this year.
They did.
Yeah, so they kind of faltered in the middle, but they picked it back up. They've done enough to get in. So definitely the Giants. Shout out to Brian Dable. The Detroit Lions. They each year they showing promise. It look like they're finally putting it together. They blew some games. They could have easily made the playoffs. They blew some games. They had no business losing, but they going to be listen. They got 2 first-round draft picks. One in the top 5 and another one will at least be top 10. So they got no better. The Minnesota Vikings. I had them being okay, but I did not have them being 13-4. Well, the hell they are. Yeah, I didn't have them.
But yeah.
Now, shout out to Kevin O'Connell. He may win Coach of the Year, possibly. Between him, Shanahan, and possibly Doug Peterson, and amongst others. But the Vikings are doing anything. Justin Jefferson is playing out his mind. Kirk Cousins, they might like to talk crap about him, but the guys put up an MVP caliber season. Doing his thing.
Facts.
was the Jets. They was much better than what I thought. They should have probably made the playoffs. If the quarterback situation was a little bit more better. The way how that defense played, and like you said, Brees Hall don't go down. They probably make the playoffs, and now we got to throw the ball all over the place. They can run the ball with him and take the load off their quarterbacks. Another one is the Eagles. I had them being a solid team, and I had them being 14 wins. I'll be lying to you if I said I had them
Facts. I give you that.
maybe 9, 10 wins, something like that with these guys. Best record in the league. And the last time they did that, they won a Super Bowl. Not trying to, say what happened. They win it, we won't win it. But I'm just putting it out there. They definitely, this team is a lot like the team they had in 17. So
A lot.
And another one, who was it? Another one, I forgot. Another one, I forgot. Another one. Gotta go with the Miami Dolphins, man. Miami Dolphins. I knew they would be okay with the with Tyreek Hill there, but I didn't think they would be a playoff team. 12 and having this little injuries and stuff, and they still been winning games. So Tyreek Hill put on the show this year, 1,900 yards. So definitely the Dolphins. Those are my surprise teams this year. All right, top four. We'll put it on the screen. NBA rookies that have been impressive to you so far. To you. This is your opinion.
Only one rookie has been sticking out to me, and he by far about to win Rookie of the Year. The kid off the Orlando Magic's Polo Banaki.
Paulo, Brian Carroll, yeah.
Yeah, my bad, Banchero. My bad, I forgot because his name sound like food. So let me make sure I get that right. Polo Banchero. Yeah. By far. He did slack over the last I want to say like the last like 13 games. He was averaging. He still averages 20 points a game. Now I get it correct. But like the last 13 games or something like that, he went down to like almost like 14, 15. You feel me? Still make his play. You already know how you go through them little shooter slumps and all that. But he's still number one, the candidate. I think the other day, he even though they lost to the Grizzlies, he had a monster game. So he's still a guy. I think he's number one by far, going to win it. You do have Walker Kesley that's close. Jabari Smith, Keegan, my bad, Keegan Murray. You do have guys that are that's close, just because of they play good. They are good players, but we talking about the award of Rookie of the Year. Most of the times when you win Rookie of the Year, besides Malcolm Brogdon, when you win Rookie of the Year, you're the star of your team. You're leading your team. They either play off caliber or you just putting your team on a market. Because I ain't gonna lie, the Magics for real, they got something on the low. If anybody's that's paying attention to the NBA or not paying attention to the NBA, watch the Magics. We talking about the Rookie of the Year right now, but to me, I think Wagner is the best player on the Orlando Magics. So I'm gonna leave it right there, and I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Gotcha. Okay. Me, I'm gonna go Paulo Banchero, average 21 points a game. Benedict, what's his Matthew, I don't know how to say his name. 17 points a game. Jabari Smith Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his father played in the league, sharpshooter, 6'9", 6'10". Jaden Ivey averaging 15.5 points a game. Keegan Murray, we just said he averaging 12 points a game. My guy for the Thunder, Jalen Williams, he averaging
solid.
All right, topic 5. Give me your top 5. Give me your top 10 movies of 2022. No matter
I don't think I have a top 10, but I definitely got a variety of movies that I've locked. I'm not in order. I'm probably gonna save my best for last. That's what I'm about to say, but these are not in order. Man from Toronto, that Kevin Hart movie with what's his name? Woody Harrelson. You ain't see that?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I ain't see about.
Yeah, super funny and action. I like when Kevin Hart plays in those movies because to me, Kevin. Not to disrespect and not to try to get us banned or anything, but Kevin Hart pretty much plays the same old role where he's basically a bitch ass nigga. Let's just call it what it is. He's scared, can't fight. He got comedic jokes, and he'll give you a fighting scene here and there. And that one, he did it perfectly with Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson was kicking ass. He still have it. He still was do what he do as far as being a movie star, and as far as on the combat being a movie star, he was still rocking off. He was giving me Bruce Willis vibes. You got to go see that movie. Woody Harrelson was straight Bruce Willis, and I don't know if you ever. Well, everybody's seen Die Hard, but he was giving me Bruce Willis vibes. If you ever seen that movie, The Whole Nine Yards, He was on some shit like that. The next one, I mean, even though I was just clowning Kevin Hart, I gotta go Kevin Hart one more time. You seen the movie Me Time with him and Mark Wahlberg?
I haven't watched it. I gotta watch that.
Oh wow, they was best friends, grew up, they did a lot of things together, and then they came back together when they got older because uh, Mark Wahlberg was a party going, like they had fun, and Kevin Hart was all about his work, and then his wife made him go work, and I mean made him go have fun, and it was a whole bunch. You gotta definitely check that out. Um, please tell me you saw Bullet Train.
Well, that's it.
No, I ain't done. You ain't see Bullet Train?
I ain't seen it yet, but I heard. I know.
Oh,
That movie. I seen it. I seen it. I know it's good. I just ain't
pro-
get. Ain't
probably
want to see it. Just been.
no disrespect to Wakanda and no
That's
disrespect to
definitely on my movies though. I just ain't see it. It's definitely
yeah,
on.
yeah, no disrespect to Wakanda and Woman King, but yo, this movie, action from start to beginning. This is one of my favorite. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite movies of all time, just based off of this right here. I love action movies when it's action and not all that talking. They giving you action the whole entire time. You're gonna have your little talking segment. They even do a segment where they talking to each other and fighting. That's what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
yeah. They got to be quiet on the car. I watched the trailer. I watched a lot
Yeah.
of.
Another one I gotta give a shout out to Kiki Palmer. I always got a crush on her. The movie Nope. That was a good fucking movie.
I watched that.
And these last two are probably my favorite movies of 2022. I'm gonna go from last to the best. Morbius, I was on that movie just because of the fact. I'm gonna tell you why it meant so much to me. So much to me.
I
Now
was so excited to see that being a Marvel fan. That was a good.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I was so excited. The fact that, bro, we saw Morbius for the first time ever as a cartoon on the 1990s Spider-Man cartoon. That's why it meant so much to me. Like, yo, the first time I ever seen this guy I was like 7,
That
8 years old.
it was better on that than the goddamn movie.
But I'm just saying, to see him have a cartoon, now he has his own movie. And then, I mean, of course, I mean, it's his origin. It's how he's starting off. I wouldn't expect him to be super dynamite and this, that. But I mean, I pretty much, like, the only thing I didn't get about it was the made up bad guy. I hate when they do that in Marvel or anything. Like, probably like,
Best friend. That threw me all the way
yeah,
off.
yeah. And just like the Mortal Kombat movie, the guy who you seen the last Mortal Kombat, right? Who
That,
the fuck was that? You see what I'm saying? Nigga wasn't even on the game. Wasn't
it
even
made
on the game.
me look like a straight chump. I was crazy. But anyway,
And then last but not least, bro, you need to go check this movie out. It's an educational, it's informative, and to make you look at this guy different. Elvis. I ain't gonna lie. Elvis, that probably movie of the year. But first of all, the way how they put the perception on Elvis as if he was racist. When you go look at the movie, Elvis was poor, broke, and lived in the hood with black people. He was the only white person, the only white family that lived in the black neighborhood.
he also was a pedophile. That's,
Because of course they didn't put that in the movie.
I
You feel me and
mean,
all that?
no, I bet they didn't.
Yeah, but
I'm like,
but like overall, like his perception of like when he was going through bad times and he didn't like being around celebrities, he came and chilled in the hood. Like I'm sitting up here like, yo, they made it seem like Elvis was just this bad super guy or something the whole time. Yo, when they showed it was he was just a regular guy who just wanted to be a star and make music, and people was forcing him to be more of a star than what he was. But
thank you very much.
yeah. But and anybody who's seen me, my favorite genre of movies is anything based off a true story. So that's why I got so happy about that. But that was it.
Okay, nice list. Me, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That's that one for me. I'm sorry. That's for the coach. I'm sorry. Number two, Black Adam. I
But
was,
that was a good one. That was a good one.
I loved it. I want to see that. Number two, Nope. I mean, number three, Nope. I'm surprised you didn't have this movie right here. You must ain't see it. Top Gun Maverick.
No, I ain't say it.
That shit, bro. This another one from back in the day, man. This Tom
It
Cruise.
definitely is.
Thor, Love and Thunder. That's at number 5 for me.
I've
And
seen that.
Beast with Idris Elba.
I
That was
seen that.
fine and all that. Yeah. And
God.
Batman was my shit. I mean, I like
Oh
that.
shit! I apologize. How the fuck I forget Batman? I take that back. Batman was my favorite movie. I take that back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot about
That shit was good. Memory with Liam Neeson. Everything he playing is good. He's just a great character. You feel me? He can play the good guy and a bad guy, but in this one he plays a semi good bad guy. And then Hustle. That's a good movie about the drug dealers and all that stuff like that. And try to go legit. That's a good old about 10 right there. All right, let's see. Let's go. Topic 6: The Broncos fire head coach Nathaniel Hackett. Give me your thoughts on that.
I'm gonna be short and sweet on it. Hand it over to you. Russell Wilson fault. I mean, I don't. That's all I got to say. I mean, I'm not blaming this dude for anything. Seriously, I can't blame him for those throws. I can't blame him for not reading the defense. I can't blame him for not understanding the offense. I can't blame him. I can't. Like Russell Wilson just put up the worst quarterback stats of all time in Broncos history. Like he's looked worse than all those guys before. What was that one guy Brock Osweiler? You look worse than him. Like, I mean, come on. Like, I cannot blame the quarter. I can't blame him at all. And the thing that's so like almost damn near disrespectful is that the fact that Russell Wilson has that stardom around him that this coach doesn't have. You feel me? So I mean, the only thing I would say is if this was, let's just say if the coach was Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh, we wouldn't be talking about a fire. We'd be talking about Russell Wilson really knit together. That fire was more of a bailout. And since it's going to be a bailout, now the pressure's more on you, Russell. It's just that simple. I mean, I'm gonna say it like this. Russell Wilson, you have to do the following things. The following things only to get the respect of Broncos, and I'm gonna hand it over to you. You have to do this. Get to the second round of the playoffs. Meaning if you make it, you have to get to the second round. And then last but not least, your fans will be okay if you lose in the AFC Championship. Even though they want you to win it, even though they want you to go to the Super Bowl and win it, they will be satisfied. Okay, Russell, you just had a bad year. You took us to the AFC Championship the next year. Okay, I'm good. But if you don't do that, it's time for you to get fired. And you and Sierra go ahead and do a reality show. I think that's what he want to do. I think he really want the Broncos to fire him so he can have a reality show on VH1. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Oh man, that's funny because I can see him and see. I can see that. Call Bronco Country or some bullshit like that. I can see it.
That's right.
I can see that. But anyway, Daniel Hackett shouldn't. I mean, I knew he wasn't gonna last long. For one, he only got the job because Aaron Rodgers made him look good because he was, being the offensive coordinator. Aaron Rodgers. It's like he gonna call Aaron Rodgers. It's not hard to coordinate an offense for a guy like that. Same things in Jacksonville. He did all with Blake Bortles and got dismissed. So like I knew he wasn't gonna last long. It's unfortunate, but hopefully he'll go be an offensive coordinator and get him to win. But Broncos knew they should have got a more experienced head coach to deal with a quarterback like Russell, Sean Payton, and all that. We'll get into all that in the next time. But I mean, I saw it coming though. It definitely was a bailout, but. Russ did go on the record and say, he should have played better for him, and I respect that. You see, he held himself accountable. He said he's out of a job because of me and my bad play. He said it's just that simple.
Russell Wilson was almost about to get his ass whooped this year by offensive lineman.
Defensive lineman.
You see that?
Oh, defensive lineman.
Oh, my bad. So you saw that, right? Okay.
All right. Number 7, the Colts, Panthers, and Broncos all have head coaching vacancies. Let's name some guys who could be some candidates for those teams. Let's start with the Colts.
For the Colts, I mean, I don't mean to sound cliche, but it's only right, Jim Harbaugh. It's only right. I don't mean to sound cliche. And anybody who really knows sports, because I shouldn't have to use the word cliche, but let me inform you. Number 4 used to be the quarterback for them, and he was a good quarterback for them. He made the playoffs of probably I think about 2 times with them as the quarterback for the Colts, about 2 times, even having one upset in the playoffs. So I mean, he was legit. You feel me? Good enough. All I'm gonna say is this: I don't mean to sound cliche, but I think you should hop up on it. Go back there. I'm pretty sure they will embrace you with open arms. If the Colts could, just because that you was there, they probably would make you of the year. They probably make you the highest paid coach. They probably could. Matter of fact, the year that they made the playoffs was the year that the Steelers, matter of fact, the year that he was the starting quarterback that they made the playoffs was the year that the Steelers lost in the Super Bowl against the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they would welcome him with open arms. It's right there. There's no debate. There's no arguing. There's no playing around. Take your ass there. They would love for you to bring your philosophy, your intelligence, your aggressiveness, everything that you brought and had for San Francisco. They would embrace it in Indianapolis. That's what I'll say for the Colts. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go first. Go ahead next.
Colts, I will say Jim Harbaugh's a good one. Uh, Cliff Kingsbury, who's got five from the Cardinals. You get a young quarterback in there, he can get him right. It was just his time up in Arizona. Lovey Smith wouldn't be bad, because they had that defense together. And then let's see, you can go with a young offensive mind guy, somebody like a Eric Bieniemy. Well, he's not young, but Eric Bieniemy wouldn't be bad either. Like I say, you get a young quarterback in there, he'll room him up like how he did Patrick.
That's the old coordinator for the Chiefs, right?
All right. How about the Broncos?
For the Broncos, that's easy. That's easy. Easy. Excuse my language. Sean fucking Payton. Come on, man. I mean, come on. Sean. I mean, to me, this is a cakewalk for Sean Payton, and it should be a cakewalk for you, Russell. First of all, you're getting somebody to help bail your ass out. Just like what you just said, big bro, in the last what's name. They should have got a coach that can handle him and handle his flaws. I've heard Marshawn Lynch say it. I've heard Earl Thomas says. I have heard Richard Sherman say it. Pete Carroll knew how to manage this guy, knew how to put this guy in the right. Mind you, now these three guys who were the main reason why these guys won the Super Bowl and almost could have had a dynasty team. They somewhat had like I'm gonna say they had an All Pro team, because if they was to do an All Madden team or something like that, they definitely would be on those guys, the Legion do. But what I'm saying is the three major guys who were the reason why they won the Super Bowl and went to a second Super Bowl, they all said, yeah, he our guy, but we know that he got put in good situations. He got, throw it here. You should take this throw because they're gonna know you're gonna throw it here. Like they was damn near holding your hands. It also, when I hear that, it also make me seem like Russell Wilson, you're probably the worst quarterback of all time. That these guys have to dumb the game down to you that much. Dumb the game down. I mean, if that's the case, you know what? If I'm DeMarcus Russell, I'm upset. Why ain't nobody dumb it down to me like that? I would have had a Russell Wilson year or MVP or rookie or something. Because if I was DeMarcus Russell, I'd be upset right now because they dumb it down like that to Russell Wilson. And it also make me feel like this. Russell Wilson, the way that D lineman was yelling at you, I got Sean Payton getting in your ass just like that. He not gonna talk to you like you Drew Brees. He gonna get in your shit. It could be, like I said, bro, I don't mean to be funny, but it could be come down to it where he might fuck around, go do a reality show after this. I can't handle Sean Payton. He was too much on my ass. I could believe it. But the topic is who would be a good fitting coach. All they need is offensive help. The defense is ranked like in the top 3. Sean Payton. I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Definitely Sean Payton, like you said, then. I don't think they dumbed it down. I just think they didn't ask a lot because DeMarcus Russell just was lazy and just didn't have no work ethic. So I don't give a fuck how much you dumb down the offense, quote unquote. You don't throw 300 touchdown passes by somebody dumbing something all the way down for you. Like Russell's still.
I agree with that.
He having a bad year, cool. We seen Peyton Manning. He had a bad year his last year, and then was next. So it's quarterbacks when Tom Brady not even having a great year this year. It happens. Like it just happens. Like it's come to the time. We just spoiled by the good plays we seen and the good stats we seen over years. He human. He definitely gonna come back better next year for sure. And when the coach like Sean Payton, I had his team. What they 5-12. They'll probably be 12-5 next year with a coach like him, because he'll get Russ calmed down and add whatever little pieces they need. So of course, I think Cliff Kingsbury be good. I think he can work with Russ too, by him being a quarterback expert. Lovey Smith, yeah, because he's a defensive guy. He'll have that defense even better, and they can bring in another offensive coach that coach the offense. Let's see who else with Broncos big fit. Coach. Let's see. All the other good ones are in college. Like Lincoln Riley would have been a good fit, but you leaving USC getting $10 million a year when he can handpick his own team with the recruits. That's why college coaches don't like to jump to the league. The league, you can't handpick your team because it's up to the GM. You got salary cap, family, etc. So in college, you can recruit the best kids. As long as you ain't violating no rules, then you can't even NIL was in a recruiting incentive now because it's been approved. Feel me? So yeah, I gotta say who else, man. I would just have to say a young offensive assistant that nobody's really talking about, or actually enemy could be a good fit as well. The Carolina Panthers.
Oh, that's easy. Carolina Panthers. I really don't see anything on offense. Like right now, I don't see anything. And hold on. What have I always said on this show? This is probably my favorite thing to say, and I don't mean to sound DB life on here, but my favorite thing to talk about on football is that you can make the playoffs and even go to a Super Bowl and win, Baltimore Ravens, just based off your defense. The Dallas Cowboys have had a good defense for the past 3 years, basically. Legit. Legit. It's no excuse. Legit. And we see what they doing this year. Get that thing to Dan Quinn. Get that thing to Dan Quinn.
Okay,
Let Dan,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm glad you
let
said that.
Dan let Dan Quinn go in there, change that whole thing. Let that and you let him bring that same day. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing on defense, being the players that y'all is. But the Dallas Cowboys playbook on defense is better than what's going on in Carolina. Let's not even debate it. And what makes it even better, in my opinion, I'm an Alabama guy all day. Trayvon Diggs, excuse me, Alabama all day. But I trust Jason Sehorn more than I trust you. JC, my bad, JC. Let me make sure I got it right. Not his, even though his father name is Jason, JC Horn. I trust him more.
Father is Joe Horn, bro.
Oh shit! I said that. And you know who I thought about? Jason Sehorn. I take that back. I apologize. Joe Horn, the cell phone guy. I take that back.
That's why you keep thinking about him.
Yeah, Joe Horn, the cell phone guy. My bad. But JC Horn, by far, he to me, I think he's better than Trey Young. I mean Trayvon Diggs, and it shows it right now. First of all, before he got hurt last year as a rookie, he only gave up 5 passes in only like 6 games. 5 passes in 6 games. That's hard to do. Then this year, he's showing the same dominance. Now, of course, we talk about Sauce, we talk about Tariq Woolen and all these guys, but watch this guy on the low. He's not giving up catches, not giving up big plays, not giving up touchdowns. When you got a guy like that, then help me. Who's number 21? There's safety.
Jeremy Chin.
Oh, if I'm Dan Quinn, I'm definitely coming there. My defense is already better than the Dallas Cowboys just because of my secondary. Then you already know what they got up front. I'm coming there. I'm changing the culture. We running the ball, and we making sure we get. I mean, hold on, my man Terrence Marshall, he like that. We making sure he get the ball, and this is just as simple as that. Because I mean, I called it last. I called it a couple weeks ago on the show. Even though they've been having these different quarterbacks, whoever has been the Carolina Panthers quarterback this year has won games. I'm gonna hand it over to you, Dan Quinn.
I'm gonna keep it small so we can finish. I'm gonna watch the rest of my shows. Dan Quinn, Kellen Moore, Eric Enemy, Sean Payton, uh, Jim Harbaugh. That's it. And whoever else. And Kev King's right. All right, topic number 8. All right, here you go. Hit for hit, ball for ball. Who won in a versus between Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B?
It's tough because niggas be writing at bars. That's one.
Yeah.
And 2, I ain't gonna lie. I like Megan Thee Stallion body more than I love Cardi B, but I love Cardi B rapping more than I love Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion be rapping like a girl, and Cardi B be rapping like a nigga and be on her shit. Like just like how she was before she got hot when she was on what's that shit, Love and Hip Hop. She was showing her skill there. So to me, ball for ball, Cardi B.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, Cardi B. You said ball for ball, Cardi B.
Yeah, I'll go Cardi B. She been out a little longer, like them hits, man, like Bodak Yellow, and like shit with Offset, Motorsport, and Clout. They do it
Yeah,
like that, and she just got a lot of hits, man. And it's
and be
up,
ripping it.
she just got a lot of hits. Megan got some shit too, Hot Girl shit, shit with Lotto, Bustin'. Like
No,
she got a lot of hits, but I definitely would go with Cardi. I'm gonna say Cardi out of 20. I go Cardi. I go Cardi. I go. See. because it's 20 rounds. I'll go Cardi 12-8. Cardi.
In rounds?
Yeah, it's those 20. 20 rounds.
20
20 rounds.
rounds?
Yeah. So I'll go Cardi 12-8.
I haven't heard Megan Thee Stallion even really say something that was like really lyrical. All her songs is about like,
She got good shit though.
I
All
mean,
I'm
she got some good songs, but I mean, we talking about like bar for bar.
yeah.
Cardi B sounds like a dude rapping, where Megan Thee Stallion sound like a girl rapping. So I'm gonna go with Cardi B. Probably, you said 20 rounds. I probably go 15-5.
Damn, you only giving Megan 5. Megan spit though.
Yo, this how much of a Megan Thee Stallion fan is. Yo, I be on Shorty. Shorty sexy as shit. I be listening to her songs and I be like,
We know she
oh,
does pop music. Like she definitely
yeah,
spit.
that's what I'm saying. That's how good she look. I listen to her music and I be like, yeah, she mostly rap about sex and getting over on guys. Where Cardi B talk about sex. Hold on. Cardi,
The girl you blowing up, big glow, Miss Glow. That's all she talk about. Right now, Robert.
hold on. Did you hear? Hold on?
That's all she talk about.
I got you. But did you hear what I said about Cardi B? Cardi B better than her.
Bro, come on. Like I'm just saying, I done got nothing to get short. I think she's gonna be a star, but that's all she talk about.
And that's why I said what I said. Even though I like these women, their bodies, I mean, hold on, not Glorilla, but even though they look better, Cardi B raps like a guy. When you listen to Cardi B,
Yeah, that's true. I'm
yeah,
with you. I
yeah,
think
see what I'm saying? That's why I said.
it's just closer than what you think. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I ain't never heard. If I hear a song about Megan Thee Stallion, robbing a nigga, and blah blah blah, how Cardi B is, then yeah. But other than that, all I hear Megan Thee Stallion talking about how I'll fuck you, suck you, and get the shit out you for a lick. When I hear Cardi B talking about how I put that thing to your head and blow it off. So that's why I say that.
You know, she comes from a Mexican tradition, so she gonna have more of that little shit in it. So then
Yeah.
she might over episodes, like but hey, anyway. So we all agree Cardi won that. We just got different opinions on the rounds. So, all right. JJ Watt announced retirement this year. Let's name some JJ Watt memorable moments.
Number one memorable moment is the fact that this guy like led the league one time and back down in deflections, and the whole time this dude a DN, not a cornerback. He led the league in deflections. I remember him. These are one of my favorite interceptions of all times. Anytime you get to pick off a screen, I love those. They're my favorite interceptions. It's damn near automatic touchdown when you pick those things off. And he did it. And my last moment is that the fact that again, all they had was two guys on offense, DeAndre Hopkins and what's my guy named Arian Foster.
We talking when he played?
Yeah, that's all they had on offense. That's all they had. JJ Watt alone.
What about my guy? Andre 3000.
Hold on. Andre was on. Let's be real. When JJ Watt got on there, Andre was at the end. At the end.
1,000 yards. So I mean,
No. What I'm saying is he was on his way out the door. I think how many years did I think JJ Watt and Andre Johnson probably played like 1 or 2 years together. They didn't play a bunch. It was like 1 or 2.
Yeah, but show us how much you did your research.
It was 4?
2011, 2012, 2013, 2014.
All right, so let's go to show right here where Andre Johnson went on, because Andre Johnson wasn't showing up. We wasn't even talking about Andre Johnson during the time. During those years that you mentioned, all I know we was talking about JJ Watt, meaning he turned that franchise around, and they were going to. I don't think the Houston Texans was going to the playoffs off, even though Andre Johnson is probably the greatest because of how he started the franchise off. It's the greatest Texan of all time. I didn't see them going to the playoffs off of his play, not on his behalf, not his fault.
Got there, you're right.
And you know what I'm saying? So that's why I gotta. That's my third memorable moment of JJ Watt, is that the fact that this guy changed that whole team around and they made the playoffs off of him. Like legit, people were picking the Texans on the game. You feel me? And people were literally picking them to go to the Super Bowl based off of what? Their defense and JJ Watt. So they my 3 moments.
Me, man, just the touchdown catch he had against the Browns, man. Dante, what they're like, man, y'all can't cover him, man. He's a fucking D lineman.
You're right about that. I remember that touchdown.
He had against the Bills, man. That was and he jumped the flat. And then the pick, and against the Bengals in the playoffs, man. Those games, man. Those plays. Those will stand out more to me because sacks, that's what he going to do. He going to get sacks. That's his job. But to get them plays like that, truly remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-part top 10. Let's recap week 17, our picks. Then, then we're going to recap 18. And we're going to do playoffs and then we done.
All right. Let me see.
I remember all my picks.
Week 17.
Yeah.
Let me see. Week 17. That was the Cowboys and the Titans game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I picked. Yeah, I picked the Titans. I mean, no, I picked the Cowboys. That's a no-brainer. Um, and who you pick?
I picked the Cowboys.
Okay. Who you pick out of the Dolphins and the Patriots? I think we both picked the Dolphins. Okay. The Giants and the Colts. I for sure picked the Giants.
I took the Giants too because the coach just ass.
We definitely agreed on Chiefs versus Broncos. We both picked the Chiefs. Um, I think we differed here. I did pick the Commanders. Didn't you pick the Browns? Well, you picked the Commanders too.
I picked the Browns.
Okay, okay. Um, the Texans and the Jaguars. We both picked the Jaguars.
Yep.
Detroit versus the Bears. I for sure picked Detroit.
I took the Lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Panthers versus the Bucks. I ain't, yeah. I took the Panthers. I took the Bucks because I don't like. I ain't know who the quarterback was going to be.
I took the Panthers because I thought they were going. They almost
Yeah,
won
you
that.
did. I remember you did do that because I remember like, yo,
I took the Panthers. They should have won that game, but it happens. So yeah.
yeah. I think we both got this wrong. The Saints versus the Eagles. I definitely picked the Eagles.
Man, you both. That was we didn't know. We didn't know Gardner Minshew was going to be the starter. So hey.
Some bullshit. And the Cardinals versus the Falcons. I think we both picked the Falcons because the game was at home. That's why I picked the Falcons.
No Kyler Murray
And then the 49ers versus the Raiders. That was a good game, but I definitely picked the 49ers.
I was going to win that because, like I said, Raiders basically they trying to move up from Derek Carr. It's just like
This is the second game I got wrong. The Jets versus the Seahawks. I definitely picked the Jets.
I took Seattle. I told Seattle try to make the playoff. I knew they weren't going. Like the Jets quarterback situation was too up and down.
The Packers versus the Vikings. I ain't gonna lie, I definitely picked the Vikings.
Took the Packers, but I knew they were going to try to make a run, even though they lost week 18.
The Ravens versus the Steelers. Of course, we both picked the Ravens.
And of course, we took an L on that.
The Bengals versus the Bills. I know I picked the Bills.
Hey, look, before we go to week 18, we definitely, man, want to say we're glad Damar Hamlin pulled through, man. We're glad he's up, able, talking, walking. That was a scary moment, man. So, I just wanted to put that, pencil that in there, man. Definitely, wishing you a speedy recovery 3. You know what I mean? Like you said, DB, life or no life.
Yes, sir.
Definitely glad to, get that news that he's going, that he's talking and walking and all that stuff like that.
I'm glad. Yeah, you saw his parents with him too, so it's good to always have family around you. The next game, Chargers versus the Rams. I definitely picked the Chargers because I don't like the Rams.
The Rams is basically.
Yeah. I didn't see they had enough, and of course the Chargers have more to go after than the Rams. All right. Now week 18. Your thoughts on the Chiefs versus the Raiders?
Kansas City, man, they won their 6 or 7 straight division title, clinched it. I'm gonna be short with this so we can roll.
Yeah, I am too. Not to cut you off, but the same thing. Patrick Mahomes, an MVP performance, and the way that you supposed to do it is to blow guys out like that, especially in the division. Next up, Jacksonville versus the Titans. This is probably my favorite game out of all the games that was played.
I had Jackson, but we ain't do our picks. Like I said, next year everybody will make sure our picks done on time. Sorry about that. We just go on and off. We'll get a more flexible schedule for y'all. Me and Maurice basically working the same days now, so we'll be able to there with us. Yeah. I took Jacksonville. I knew they were gonna win that division. Tennessee, no Tannehill, Henry banged up, even though he played hard. It was just Jacksonville division for the grabs this year.
I'm gonna be short with it. As I said before, man, I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to make the playoffs next year, but man, way to come right on time. I mean, we talking about what the Detroit Lions should have did. That's what the Jaguars did. They saw that the Tennessee Titans was down. They saw that the Colts is not ready, and they said we got it right here. Well, at a shitty record with 7-9, and they did what they did. Browns and Steelers.
I took the Browns, but Pittsburgh pulled it off. I wanted them to have a losing record, but it was a good game. Deshaun gonna be a problem next year now that the suspension out the way. Right, this was like preseason for him. Like he had to play catch up. So now with the whole off season with not worrying about how many games and all that, they're gonna be a problem. So good job Pittsburgh, and I'm glad Tomlin still got his job.
I only went with Pittsburgh just with the fact that, of course, they beat us. One thing I'll say about the Pittsburgh Steelers, because this will be super short, no matter who their quarterback is, at the end of the day, that's still the Pittsburgh Steelers. They may be trash on offense, but the Pittsburgh Steelers aura, the curtain, what's it called, the steel curtain, and that defense, nothing slack. So you got to put respect on that name. Next up, the debacle game, Ravens, Bengals.
Man, we just flat out just laid the egg. We said everybody because we knew once the game got canceled. Now the Bengals would have lost. They would have, if they ain't happened to Lamar, unfortunately, which nobody but the kids, because his life is more important than a seed. So, like I said, had that didn't happen, and the Bengals would have lost, we would have played everybody and would have went for the division. But we won the game. It would have came down to a towing car. So it's like there's still the 50-50 chance we was gonna have to go back on the road anyway. So why not keep guys healthy? So it's all good. We're gonna see them Sunday night.
Only thing I want to say is it's short and sweet. I want to see a little bit more Anthony Brown. I want to see a little bit more of this guy. I cannot wait till preseason next year. Because I don't know what's going on, but we doing a lot of black quarterback shit in Baltimore right now. And I ain't gonna lie, the way he throw the ball is Lamar-esque. It's Lamar-esque the way he's throwing the ball. Now, not playing, but I'm talking about like the couple of them dots he was throwing. I'm sitting up here like, he watching Lamar in practice. He watching Lamar in practice. But that's what I took away from the game. I want to see a little bit more Anthony Brown. Plus, he's big and tall. Vikings versus the Bears.
Vikings took care of business. I mean, it's nothing really to talk about right there.
Same thing. Once you one thing about me, I pay attention when people tell me things because I don't want to miss shit. And once you told me about Kirk Cousins since last year, I said, yeah, he him. Patriots versus the Bills.
Bills showed out like I thought, man. They had to play for 3. So they took care of business, man. Naheem Hines ran back 2 kickoffs. So, they took care of business. They playing with a heavy heart.
As I said before, man, I think I feel like it's time for the Bills. It's time for you, Bills. It should be you and the Chiefs. No, I'm Ravens all day. But coming out the AFC East, the AFC period, I don't want to hear nothing unless it's the Bills in the Super Bowl or the goddamn Chiefs. It's just that simple. Bucks versus the Falcons.
Bucks laid it down. They already won the division. So Falcons, they ended the season on a high note. That's all.
Yeah, I'll say there's no point of trying to get Tom Brady killed. Especially
he taking a shot. He ain't get a penalty.
Yeah, it's no even point. So 30-17, good win, Atlanta Falcons. Next up, I'm going to go with the Jets and the Dolphins. Probably the ugliest game out of all of them. It was ugly.
The Dolphins, they took care of business so they can make the playoffs, man. It was a hard-fought game. That's all.
All I'm going to say is this. Jets fans, you need a quarterback. You lost the game 6-11. Next game, Panthers versus the Saints. Another pathetic game.
I don't even know who won that game, honestly.
The Panthers won that game 10-7.
Oh, man, yeah, a little defensive squad. If I had to pick, I would definitely pick Carolina because I think they got a little bit more going on. Steve Wilkes is definitely playing. And he definitely got them guys playing. Great. Hopefully he can keep that job. We'll see. But defensive game.
I ain't gonna lie. I was the opposite. Jameson Winston still hurt, right? Or not?
No, he should be bad. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't believe in Tyson Hill anyway. So I didn't even. If you would have asked me, I probably would have said some shit I said a couple shows ago. I tie, but it was a good game as far as defensive wise, but horrible overall. Um, Last game, Colts versus the Texans, and that was the best game of the best game. That was the best game.
I set up the Texans pick, man. He said, y'all gonna fire me. I ain't getting this number 1 pick. I'm going to win the game. So now they got the number 2 pick. So shout out for Lovey for that. He said, y'all gonna fire me. Y'all gonna fire me on a high note with a win. And y'all not getting that 1 pick. You fucking bastards.
And it's crazy that the teams with the worst offense and defense had the best game. That's all I have to say about that. And predictions is next for the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. What's the first game?
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me go here. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me. All right. Back to business. Where we at? Okay. 49ers versus the Seahawks. Who you got?
49. Much still like Seattle. They're just not. They ain't got no bullets in the gun. I'm gonna go 49ers 27-17.
This is going to be one of those games where I would have wished, I'm hoping and praying that the Seahawks would win, and they're going to try their best, but it's not going to happen like that. I'm going to go with the 49ers winning 27-10. Chargers versus the Jags.
We'll go with the Chargers. They just a little bit more seasoned, more better players. They Khalil Mack and both are going to get at Trevor Lawrence. So I'm going to go, it's going to be a tight one. I'm going to go 27-24.
Okay, I don't mean a low blow, but I will say this. If any game is going to be the upset or the shocker, it's going to be this game. Trevor Lawrence, you will shake and rock the world if you make the playoffs your second year in the league and win this game. And it's in your house. Everything is going on you. I'm going to go with the Jaguars winning this game 24-17.
Okay.
Next up, Dolphins and the Bills.
Oh, the Bills, Dolphins quarterback situation uncertainty. Like I like the I like the underdogs and the road wars. But I gotta go Buffalo. I'm gonna go Buffalo 31-10.
I'm gonna go Buffalo because it's still a home game. I mean, rival game. I'm gonna go Buffalo 31-20. Giants versus the Vikings. Game is in Minnesota.
The Vikings, I mean, Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson gonna be too much. Then you got T.J. Hockenson. I'm gonna go Minnesota 30, Giants 16, 2-touchdown game.
Giants. This is our Super Bowl right here, and we're gonna lose our Super Bowl. I'm gonna go with the Vikings, getting the job done. 31, probably. I'm gonna say 31-17. I'm gonna give us a field goal just in case. Cowboys versus the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I think they're going, I think they because they always play good when they get embarrassed. They just got embarrassed Sunday. Man, it's Tom Brady and them haven't looked the greatest. So I got Cowboys can win a tight one, 31-28.
There's gonna be something like WWE, where Roman Reigns retires the Undertaker. The Cowboys are gonna retire Tom Brady. They remember that last year game, the first game of the season, how they lost to Tom Brady, and a game they could have won, and which way to go on a good note. And probably, like I said, the Cowboys, your only threat is the Vikings and the Eagles to stopping you from going to the Super Bowl. That's it. There's a legitimate chance that you can go to the Super Bowl. It's only those two teams, and there's a chance that those two teams might play each other and eliminate.
So somebody's gonna knock somebody up. Yeah.
There you go. So I'm gonna go with a dominant win. I'm gonna go like when I say dominant too, it's probably gonna be low scoring. I'm gonna go like 27-3. Um, and of course our game, the rematch, Ravens versus the Bengals.
If Lamar plays, I'm gonna go 24-21. We don't play. I'm sorry to say this. I gotta go Bengals 24-10.
Um,
I got two parts to that prediction.
if Lamar play, I'm gonna go a nail biter, 28-24. If Lamar play, and if Lamar don't play, we fuck around and lose like 31-10. Literally.
And that's all the games, right?
Yep.
Everyone, great episode. Like I said, we're gonna be more consistent. Sorry, it's our first show of the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm gonna fuck this schedule now, so I'll be me and Maurice. Probably do like Mondays and Wednesdays or something like that. Yeah, go ahead, co-host, do your thing.
As always, man, if you're looking for me, you can find me on Facebook. My name is Maurice Savage Jr. If you can't find me here, you can find me on Instagram, I_AM_ the other Pharaoh. That's me. DB Life, no life.
Everyone that you say check out the audio version. If you didn't watch it live, you always come back watch it on YouTube. Great on the way to the figure eight, and always, and I mean always remember the hashtag KTSC. Keep that same energy. I'm your host, P, and my co-host, Mark Jr. See you guys Monday. Probably do like 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern. Love you guys. We out. Go to figure.